So you came across the worm castings with, being a Boy Scout and kind of going that direction. At what point with the castings did you go from your backyard to, as big as you want to go? How did you get to that point?
For 5 years, I wrestled with whether or not I should provide worm castings to the cannabis industry. I already knew that the primary providers of worm castings were selling the bulk of their product to cannabis producers, medical and recreational in both cases. And I really wrestled with that. I don't smoke cannabis. Um, I have been known to grow a few plants for people just to see if I could do it. But as a general rule, I've stayed away from it. I am eligible for a medical cannabis card if I were in a state that issued them. And I would think that it would help with my seizures and would help with my severe back damage that happened in the 1970s. But so far, I've stayed away from it. But I find that we first did a study about 5 years ago in four different states that had medical marijuana: California, Oregon, Washington, and Colorado. We picked two of the largest growers in each of those states that were growing medical marijuana. We allowed them to buy a cubic yard at half price with the expectation that they would do a blind study of different concentrations of worm castings in their potting mixes on their finished plants. After we supplied the first cubic yard, several of them said that it was not enough for 120 plants. And so we supplied a second cubic yard free of charge. Within 30 days, every one of the growers had ordered enough worm castings to pot all of their plants in about a 25% mix, or to place several cupfuls of worm castings on top of the soil and work it into the top 2 inches. They noticed that much of an effect immediately. Most of them had all used worm castings before, and they had never noticed a change in their plants. This time they had fresh worm castings that were very loaded with nutrients and very beneficial to their plants. They also sprayed a worm tea that was 2% worm castings on their plants twice a week. They felt that that also made quite a bit of difference in the pests and the vigor of the plants.